What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, I'm going to give you my top 20 cards in Diamond Dynasty. This is the June 2022 edition. Coming in at number 20, we have ROBERTO CLEMENTE. Now, I was really happy that they dropped this card when they did. It was a lot of fun to use this card, and he's still super viable, especially at Parallel 5 when he has that 90 power versus left. I like to use him as a pinch hitter. I like his swing. He plays unbelievable defense. He's still a really good card to go after. I don't know if it's just I use the card a lot, and so I'm ready to use different cards, or if it's just the lack of power, but he's really, really good. He just comes in at number 20 in this list, which feels too low, but that's where I'm going to put him on this list. At number 19, I'm going to go with CHAPMAN, still the second best left-handed relief pitcher in the game, in my opinion. Just has that intimidating fastball, has the slider and the splitter. Really, really good at Parallel 5. I mean, he's got amazing per nines. I got CHAPMAN as the 19th best player in Diamond Dynasty currently. Now, there are so many honorable mentions for this video that it could be a video in and of itself. So if you'd like to see that video, just drop a like on this video. If I see this video gets like over 100 likes, I'll drop the honorable mentions video. But there are a lot of good cards in Diamond Dynasty. This list was very difficult to put together. All right, number 18, we're going to go with DELGADO, 112, 104, 115, 83. A lot of people on competitive teams are playing this card in left field just because you want to have Frank Thomas in your lineup as well. I use him as a pinch hitter, and he is unbelievable. Like, he is dynamic. You really want to have a good pinch hitting bench in Diamond Dynasty. It's really, really important to have a good bench because most of the time you're definitely not going to be going all 9 innings with a starter, and you're also going to pinch hit a lot in stuff like events. So Delgado is like a home run off the bench versus right-handed pitching. He's absolutely fantastic. He's got a great swing. I'm really glad they add him to the game, and he comes in at the number 18 spot. Number 17 for me is going to be Chase Utley, 107, 101, 95, 90, 99 fielding, 99 reaction. Can get those plays up the middle to take away base hits, 77 speed. Excellent swing, plays above those power numbers, and he does have good power numbers. He has that 90 plus, so he has 95 and 90. Just a fantastic second baseman. The only thing that you have going against him is he is a left-handed hitter and lefties. The problem with lefties is really just when you have to face left-on-left matchups, that's the toughest thing to do in the game, is to hit left-on-left. That's why he's a little bit lower down on the list, but he's unbelievable. At number 16 on our list, we have Joe Mauer. It's kind of like a catching Chase Utley. It's like the same type of thing, like decent speed. I'd say like 70 speed is elite for a catcher. 60 speed is great. And then like 50 speed is good. Anything below that, I really don't like, you know, cards that have like 30 some speed. I can't really mess with that. So I like that it has 50 some speed. Excellent defense, you know, 95 fielding, 93 arm, 91 blocking behind the plate. You never have to worry about him behind the plate. Great contact, 120, 108. He's fantastic. He really hits like a lot of doubles. He can also hit home runs. He's great against right-handed pitching. Left-handed pitching, not so much. What I like to do is I like to platoon him with Jorge Posada. So say we face Randy Johnson or something like that, I just bring in Posada. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You want to have maybe somebody to platoon with him off the bench. I know that sounds insane, but this is the top 20, and we're talking about like all the best cards. If you have all the best cards, you really want to platoon against, you know, a great left-handed pitcher with him. But other than that, he's fantastic. Coming in on number 15 on our list is going to be HOLMES. That sinker, slider, curveball. That sinker has outlier on it. He has a 112 ace per 9, only 73 K per 9, which is not that great. But look at the pitch control on the sinker, 99 pitch control on the sinker, 90 on the slider. You can use that curveball in 0-2, just throw that thing in the dirt once you get to 0-2. This is an extremely underrated card in the fact that like you really, really need to have him in your bullpen, because if you've got to face some good right-handed hitters, this is the guy that you want, because he swings his arm like way out to the right and he throws that outlier sinker. He's really, really good. He's going to be in my bullpen probably for quite a while until we start getting like a lot of like 125 type of bullpen arms. Really, really good. Make sure you get him out of this Player of the Month program from May and put him in your bullpen. And this to me is kind of like the left-handed version of Clay Holmes. I think he's better. He's got more K per 9. Zach Britton with that outlier sinker versus lefties, just very, very difficult to hit. If you're a left-handed hitter late in the game, he's absolutely fantastic. I really, really like Zach Britton. Number 13, I'm going to go with Corbin Burnes. Parallel 5, Corbin Burnes is really, really, really good because he has good H per 9 at 99. He has the cutter, the sinker, the curveball, the circle change, and the slider. I do not like circle changes in this game, but I will put up with it for him. He's got a great motion, and he's got a great cutter and sinker. And once you get him to parallel 5, you can see the velocity on that sinker is at 95. But at parallel 5, he gets more velocity. And so he actually throws like a 100-mile-an-hour sinker now, which is just absolutely fantastic. There's not a lot of great starting pitchers in this game right now, so he gets a lot of value being as good as he is. At number 12, I'm going to go with Roy Halladay. He's got really, really good H per 9 for a starting pitcher at 109. It's going to go up. I only have him at parallel 3 right now. Has the cutter, the sinker, the curveball, and the splitter, which is a really nice pitch mix. I'd much rather have a splitter over something like a circle change. And even, I don't know, even maybe so more than a changeup. That's kind of how I use the splitter. I just throw it below the zone on 0-2, and it gets a lot of strikeouts. He has a very good motion as well. I just feel like he's very, very effective. At the number 11 spot, I'm going to go with Kenley Jansen. To me, this is the best right-handed reliever in the entire game. 104, 119, has the cutter, the slider, and the sinker, so he can mix all those together. And you can throw the slider below the zone, use the movie slider, which kind of acts like a changeup on 0-2. If you haven't seen my pitching tips video, make sure to check that out. It will talk about like how to utilize the movie slider and all that kind of stuff. But he's fantastic. I have him coming in at the number 11 spot. At the number 10 spot, I have Bobby Miller. I think he's absolutely fantastic. I know I might be a little bit higher on this card than other people, but for me, he is just dynamite because he has 104, 98, good H per 9 and K per 9 for a starting pitcher in the game right now. He has that electric 102-mile-an-hour fastball. He has the slider, the splitter, and the sinker, and the curveball. He has a great motion. And let me explain why that fastball that he has is so good with this pitch mix. It's because you can really throw outside the zone a lot with him. So you can just put that sinker like a couple inches off the plate inside to a righty, or you can throw that splitter below the zone on an 0-1 count or an 0-0 count. Because at any time, if you're throwing outside the zone a lot, at any time you can come back into the zone with that 102-mile-an-hour fastball, and they're going to be late on it. So if the hitter's up to bat and they're just like having to wait back to make sure that the pitch is a strike, they're naturally going to be late when you throw the pitch inside with that gas. So he's really, really, really effective. He can just spot that fastball at any time, at any count at 101. And a lot of people also are not dealing well with high and inside fastballs. They'll take them a lot because of the par nerf to the sinker. A lot of people don't throw like a high and inside sinker anymore. So they'll just kind of like either stare at a pitch or be extremely late on a pitch high and inside. So let's say it's like, 1-1, 2-2, something like that. They're kind of fouling off some sliders and sinkers. So we're just going to go up and in with that heat and we're going to strike him out. To me, he's absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to have this card at parallel 5 because the other thing that's going to happen is the same thing that happened with Corbin Burnes. That sinker pretty soon is going to go up to like 100 miles an hour. I really, really like this card a lot. Now, number 9, this might surprise you, but to me, one of the best cards in the entire game is Ronald Acuna Jr. Now, we always think about Mike Trout being unbelievable, but to me, Mike Trout is 1A and Acuna Jr. is 1B. Now, I know he does not have a lot of contact versus right or contact versus left, but you can see today he is playing up against lefties. That happens a lot with this card because he pretty much hits good against everybody. It's Acuna Jr. Unbelievable speed and defense, 95 speed, a 99 arm. He can field his position, and there's something about the quirks with him that he just does not get cheated. Like when you put a good swing on the ball, or even if you're a little bit off of the ball, he smashes the ball for home runs. He's fantastic. You want to talk about a card that like you can use on like the All-Star level or Hall of Fame level with the lack of contact. It is this card. This card is unbelievable to me. I love his swing. He's so fast with his swing that he turns on pitches on the inside really, really well. I really, really, really like this Ronald Acuna Jr. card. I highly recommend him a lot. At number 8 on our list, we're going to go with Jose Ramirez. Now, he's starting to lose quite a bit of contact versus left, but he has a lot of position versatility, and I feel like he plays good defense even though that he has lower numbers. I feel like he plays really good defense at third. I feel like he plays really good defense at second. First base, obviously, he's going to be able to hold that down. You can put him on left field. Shortstop, I don't know if you want to make your shortstop him with his defensive abilities. 73 speed, so he's got kind of like some upper tier speed for how much power that he has. Versus right-handed pitching, he is ridiculous. His swing is absolutely ridiculous. He still has a lot of power. He's really good on like the all-star level for events or Hall of Fame. He's just kind of like a walking home run in that regard. Let's hope that he gets some more contact versus left and power versus left IRL. Like he starts doing better. And again, he just has those quirks. Like the live series cards are like just really, really underrated because of those quirks. Their abilities kind of go through the roof. It's really, really scary to pitch to Jose Ramirez with a right-handed pitcher at a low elevation park. I don't even really care about what the elevation is, but he is fantastic. This is a really, really, really good card. All right, at number 7, we're going to go with Rafael Devers, 115, 110, 109, 81. Has this mix between George Brett and Carlos Delgado. Much better fielding, can play first base or third base. 52 speed, so he's not super slow. I'm kind of curious how this card would go down to like a bronze, or where it would go to if you played it at like second base instead of Utley. But that 115, 109 is insane. He also has live series quirks, which is really nice. And then on top of that, like he's going to hit a lot of home runs versus right-handed pitching. Has that Jose Ramirez thing to him where it's just like he's got such a good swing. He gets insane pop. I really, really like this card. I'm going to rate him at number 7, though, on this list. At number 6 on our list, we're going to go with Ketel Marte. And the reason he is so high up on this list is because he is the best shortstop that is not a creative player, because he has extremely high contact, good enough power. He has 86 fielding with an 81 arm, and he has 68 speed. He also has a ton of position versatility. You can play him in left field. You can play him in right field. You can play him at second base. I like to platoon him with Chase Utley. If we have a tough lefty, I can put him in at second base. Like if we're facing Randy Johnson, 123, 83 with his defense, that's going to be fine. I can get Chase Utley out of that left-on-left matchup. So he can play all over the diamond. If he could play at third base, that would be even better. He obviously can also play in center field. So he can play any outfield spots. Shortstop, second base has a lot of value at shortstop. You know, maybe you're going to use him in events or something like that. Your creative player obviously can't play in events. He's fantastic. If you play in a high elevation park like Coors or a creative player or a created stadium or something like that, that 83 power plays really well with that contact. It's very, very, very good. Because of all that mixed together, he's really, really high on our list because we don't have like an amazing shortstop, in my opinion, besides him that has like, you know, we don't have like an amazing Francisco Lindor or something like that yet. So I really like Ketel Marte. He's really high on this list because he has a lot of things he can do to help your Diamond Dynasty team. All right, at number 5, we're going to go with Frank Thomas, 114, 110, 110, 125. Just pound for pound, one of the best hitters, right or left, in the entire game. Great swing. His fielding at parallel 5, he plays good enough fielding. He's got that big body at 6'5" that he can knock down a lot of line drives, or he can just knock down the ball. He can dive and knock down the ball and get over to the bag. Has 55 speed on top of that, so it's not like he has 30 speed and he's really slow. Like if he puts one in the gap, he can get a double on it. He's unbelievable. Just one of the best hitters in the game. So I got Frank Thomas at number 5. At number 4 on the list, we're going to go with this new Babe Ruth card, 115, 112, 109, 104. 75 fielding as well. Once you get him to parallel 3, so if you put him at first base, he can have silver defense. 60 speed. I think it's really just his lack of ability on defense that hurts this card. Because, you know, if the ball's into the gap, it's not that good. I play him in right field. I can also platoon him with Clemente. I really do not platoon this card anymore because even if we face a lefty, because he is that good at hitting. There's something about his swing that is just unbelievable. I don't know. The timing window on his swing, I don't know if they just like made his timing window insane or something. Like, I don't think that's true, but it feels like that. So Babe Ruth is absolutely unbelievable. Hitting wise, I mean, like he's a four hitter. It's Babe Ruth, man. So he's really, really good. If you're thinking about going after this collection, it's definitely like worth it to go after. You won't like get this card and be like, oh, this card sucks. Like he's really, really good. All right, number 3 on our list, we're gonna go with Mike Trout. Now I know his contact versus right has gone down a little bit, but he's playing up today, so he will have 100 contact versus right. Hopefully he can get that going a little bit. I know he's been struggling a little bit recently, so hopefully he can get that going again. But his power is unbelievable. His swing is unbelievable. His defensive versatility is unbelievable. Most people play him in center field, and it's pretty cool that he has 94 speed right now, which is more than he's had in the past couple years. So he can really hold down center field. He obviously could hold down left field or right field with that much speed. He has 90 arm strength as well. He's just always so good. Unbelievable quirks as well. You know, he's got pretty much every quirk in the entire game that you would want. He's the perfect like number 2 hitter, 1 hitter, 3 hitter. Like it doesn't matter. Mike Trout is still really high up. And look at this. This is a live series card that is still the 3rd best card in the game in June. There's been a lot of live series cards that have been on this top 20 list. So the quirks really put them over the top in a lot of ways, and he's just absolutely fantastic. Still comes in at number 3 for me. The number 2 card on our list is George Brett, 125, 122, 112, 98. Don't sleep on the positional versatility of the first base position. So he can also play at first base, but it's just amazing that he has diamond defense on this card. The old school George Brett card from MLB The Show 17 used to have like silver defense. You kind of get that Olay animation. That's not the case anymore with this card. This card has diamond defense, so he has dynamite fielding at third base. He has 76 speed, which is a ton of speed for him as well. Like putting it in the gap, no problem. Left on left with 122 contact, really no problem. 112 power, you're going to hit a lot of home runs with this card that you would not think that would maybe be a home run. He's got a great swing as well. What more to say about George Brett? Make sure you do this collection. Start doing this collection. You're going to want this card. The only third baseman that I can see being better than this third baseman throughout the entire game would be some crazy finest card way later in the game, or Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones just has the ability to be a switch hitter and has a little bit more power. But other than that, I mean, it's going to be a really difficult debate because this is a super complete third baseman. And at number 1 in the game, I still have Randy Johnson. I still think Randy Johnson is the best card in Diamond Dynasty just because there's nobody else quite like him. You really can't replace Parallel 5 Randy Johnson. There's no starter that has 120 stamina, 110 H per 9, 125 K per 9, insane velocity on his pitches. There's it's 6'10 lefty. There's just really no comparison. This is like the ultimate I'm going to friendly quit immediately from people. Like if you bring this card out, the other person is going to be offering you that friendly quit. Is he hittable? Is it possible to hit him? Yes. I mean, you can hit him, you can work the counts, but like pound for pound, just him being a starting pitcher, there's nobody on his level. There's nobody even close to his level. I know George Brett, it's kind of the same thing, but you can make an argument that like Frank Thomas is a good hitter. You can make an argument that George Brett is a lefty. To me, Randy Johnson is still the best card in the game. I'd say George Brett is very close to, you know, him in regards to that, but I think Randy Johnson is still the best card in the game. Now, leave a like on this video if you want me to talk about the honorable mentions. I already had the list made out for the honorable mentions, but if we get 100 likes, I'll make the video. Check out that pitching tips video. I'll link it here at the end of this video as well. If you need help with the market, also I have a 33-minute video on the market because you can see we got a lot of cards in this game, and what I do is I flip cards to make my stubs. That's how I got everything for free in this game. So if you want to check that video out, it's a 33-minute video, but it's going to educate you on the market. So basically, once you watch it, you just know what to do for the rest of your career in Diamond Dynasty. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, peace out.